man-to-man. And it causes the turnover, and Reggie Williams in the forecourt now. What did Larry Brown say? If I don't play zone, my players will get really mad at me. Smith in the lane, in and out, and the rebound by Chris Piper. Turgeon, he's hit a couple of three-pointers.
And Georgetown will extend their defense. They'll go out and chase the ball around now, and they're going to take away the outside shot. That should leave a little room for Manning.
He'll call the foul on Reggie Williams, and that'll be his second personal and team foul number 6 against Georgetown. So both teams now with 6. North Carolina beat Notre Dame. J.R. Reed, the freshman, with 31 points. Kevin Pritchard, who has struggled scoring tonight, has not scored, coming in averaging nearly 10 a game. Now, if you turn away, we'll post the Syracuse-Florida score. That's our tape delay game later on. So if you turn away now, we'll post the score if you're not interested in seeing the tape delay game later. The score is in now, so don't look at your screen. Now we'll take it out, and now you can watch this game.
So no.
Pritchard scores his first points of the ball game. Kevin Pritchard, the freshman from Tulsa, and he's going to be a good one for Larry Brown.
He can hit that outside shot, and he can take it strong to the basket, and Pritchard can also play the D.
Kansas has scored 4 in a row after trailing by 10, and we're winding down to the 4-minute mark in this game. Reggie Williams, good position inside, and a foul called. Williams and Thompson want a goaltending call, which they won't get.
Now Manning is starting to turn loose now, and anything that's coming to the inside knows he's got to play some stiff defense, shot block. Georgetown was looking for a goaltending call, but it really wasn't.
The foul is on Chris Piper, his 3rd foul, and into the game is Cedric Hunter for Kansas, and so now Kansas with 17 fouls, and it'll be the bonus the rest of the way for Georgetown. Reggie Williams makes good on the free throw, 79% for the year. Leading rebounder and scorer for the Hoyas, and 6'7", smooth as velvet performer. 1 out of 2.
Got all the skills, Dick. The passing skills, the dribbling skills, and for a guy that's slightly built, he's got a heart as big as his size, too. I mean, he gets in there and rebounds.
Under 4 minutes to play, and it's Kansas ball, trailing Georgetown by 7. The winner will play Providence Saturday for the right to go to New Orleans. And they'll call a foul away from the ball, Ronnie Highsmith. And that'll be his 3rd foul, and now Georgetown has put Kansas into the bonus situation, 1 plus the penalty. Both teams in the bonus. There's the timeout story.
You know, when they played man-to-man, Dick, the Georgetown Hoyas, all of a sudden the other Kansas players have had difficulty scoring, and they still have had difficulty getting the ball to Manning.
Here is Manning, who has scored 23. This is the front end of the 1-and-1, and it's Highsmith with the rebound, as you saw Turgeon come in the ball game. So an opportunity for the Jayhawks to cut the lead to 5. Goes by the board.
And they'll come out and harass. Georgetown will try and eat up a little time.
3:25 remaining, second half. Georgetown led by 5 after 1 half. Up their lead to 8, and Kansas with a big rally. Scored 9 in a row to take the lead. Manning, if the foul is on him, will have committed his 4th personal foul. But let's see who it's on. They call it on Piper, and it's the 4th on Piper.
Now, when they get down to shooting time, their go-to guy, Georgetown, is Reggie Williams. And he's not a low-post player, so Kansas will have to go out and find him.
There's the free throw story, as Georgetown has missed 5, and 6 for Georgetown as they bring in their freshman Mark Tillman once again, as Reggie Williams goes to the line. That's the one thing Kansas didn't want to see, Reggie Williams on the free throw line tonight.
Well, because it put a lot of their players in foul trouble, but he also is a pretty decent free throw shooter. Let him take his shots. Don't give him the extra one.
6 out of 8. Winston missed an opportunity, and another Kansas foul. They're just not getting the boards to get their own game going, and that foul will be on Mark Turgeon, his first 1 plus the bonus.
Watch how Georgetown hits the board after this free throw. They step inside. I mean, there's Winston. He's pretty physical. He had a wide open shot. He should have made that. But then it hits the floor, and look at Perry. He just, McDonald pick up the ball off the floor. I mean, jumping ability and quickness to go get the ball, very important for Georgetown. I don't think I've seen a team hustle after the ball as much as Georgetown does.
Reggie Williams with 24 and 9 rebounds. Perry McDonald going for his 11th point. Charles Smith with 13. But McDonald is off the mark. He still has 10. And the 9-point lead. Kansas's best 3-point shooters are Mark Turgeon and Kevin Pritchard. Pritchard's not in the ball game right now.
2-1-2 zone by Georgetown. 1-3-1.
Ball knocked away by Perry McDonald. Sooner or later, their pressure, whether it's full court or half court, man-to-man or zone, pays off. And here's Kevin Pritchard, who will come in the ball game and stay in the game. Harris goes out, and so the 2 best 3-point shooters, Turgeon and Pritchard, are in there now for Kansas.
But when you get worn down by the real tempo of what Georgetown wants you to do, the outside shooters start to lose a little bit in their legs.
Ball taken away by Perry. I checked that Reggie Williams took the ball right out of Chris Piper's hands. Turgeon trying to stay with Winston. Kansas is seeing too many opportunities go by the boards because of the great hustle and relentless play of Georgetown.
They're really a smart basketball team for so many young players. They'll pull it out. I think Reggie Williams has had a lot to do with that. Being on the court at key times, telling them what to do.
They open it up now and spread their offense. They have 15 on the shot clock, 2:10 remaining in the second half, and a 9-point lead for the Hoyas, looking for their 14th victory in a row. Great pass, Williams to Ronnie Highsmith. What a pass.
I'll tell you, that was one for the highlight film for the tournament.
Turgeon comes back and misses. Cedric Hunter, the rebound. Manning lost it to Reggie Williams. And Georgetown taking over this game with their biggest lead, 11 points.
And they'll spread it out, work the clock down.
They get you sooner or later, it seems. And the Kansas foul will send the Hoyas to the line. Dick Stockton and Tom Heinsohn. We have 1 minute and 32 seconds left in the Southeast Regional semifinal at Freedom Hall in Louisville. And it's been Georgetown, relentless, hanging in there. They lost an 8-point lead and now have opened up an 11-point margin. Chris Piper has fouled out of the game for Kansas with 6 points and 3 rebounds.
Let's take a look at that last basket. Here's Reggie. He's got a slower man and he can make his move. They all converge on him. And what a pass. I mean, he just slipped it between 2 defenders. And I mean, you got to have experience to know that the man is open and how to get the ball through that defense like that.
Piper fouls out of the game. Reggie Williams now with 25 points. He is the game's high scorer and 2 points more than his season's average. Danny Manning, 23, leading Kansas. Just not enough for the Jayhawks tonight. 62-49, Georgetown. And the Hoyas are looking at a 4th game against Providence in the regional final on Saturday. Timeout, Kansas. And the basket by Pritchard. Timeout called by Larry Brown. Technical foul, which will mean 2 shots plus possession, and maybe a little bit of a frustrated Larry Brown, who came in as an underdog with 1 real big gun in Danny Manning, and for a while Kansas more than held their own against the Hoyas, Tom.
I think it's been an overachieving team. With all the freshmen that they've had, Manning managed to carry them on his shoulders the first half. I think John Thompson changed his defense a little bit, choked off Manning in the early part of the second half. Kansas came back with some of their people on the outside, and John Thompson changed up the defense and made Manning have to go score the points. And I'll tell you, Georgetown also just plain simple out and out beat them on the boards.
Tommy Manning scored 19 points in the first half, hitting 8 of 12. He has tried only 3 shots and has scored just 4 points in the second half. Providence with a shocking victory over Alabama and an impressive 21-point triumph. And it looks like an all Big East Southeast regional final between Georgetown and Providence. It'll be their 4th meeting of the year, Georgetown having won 2 of the previous 3.
I think the Big East teams have really shocked a lot of the other teams from throughout the country because they play the up-tempoed, upbeat game, very physical. And what's going to happen when 2 Big East teams play against each other who know each other so well? I mean, it's going to be a war, baby, a war.
I think it is, and Providence beat John Thompson's team by 3 points when they met earlier in the year at Providence. Georgetown won the last 2 meetings and then defeated Providence in that last meeting in the Big East tournament. No surprises, just out and out. Who's going to play the better game? Nobody's going to confuse anybody else. Highsmith misses the front end on the 1-and-1 after Mark Turgeon's foul. 1:15 to go. 3-point try short by Turgeon. The rebound by Highsmith. And Kansas forced a foul, and it's going to be Danny Manning with number 4. John Thompson, who has been gentler to the public, he has certainly mellowed in the eyes of many people. He will be the Olympic coach, as you know, in 1988, and freely admits that he looks upon every player as a possible prospect for the Olympics. And, you know, he's going to have an eye on Danny Manning, but, you know, he now is looking beyond just the game he's coaching. I think John is a perfect coach to represent the country in the Olympic Games. His press defense is the man-to-man aspect of it, the jump switch. The rest of the world's going to have trouble dealing with that. Second effort in a basket by Keith Harris, and Kansas calls a timeout, and Larry Brown still yelling at the official. Later tonight on tape delay, it'll be Florida against Syracuse in the other East Regional semifinal. Following your local news, that'll be a tape delay game. You know that North Carolina defeated Notre Dame to reach the Eastern Regional Final, which will be played Saturday afternoon at East Rutherford, New Jersey. Syracuse, Florida later tonight on CBS. Tommy, as you know, as we get to the end of any season, I guess, involving Larry Brown, no matter where he is, there's always the question as to whether he's going to leave wherever he's at. He's been at Kansas now for 4 years. He claims he's happy. He doesn't give any indication he wants to leave. He's been a winner everywhere he has been. And right now, Larry Brown has given no indication that he'll move on. I do know that he is very happy with his experience in Lawrence, Kansas. I think Larry has been searching for happiness. And if he's happy in Kansas, you know, follow the yellow brick road. 64-53, the biggest lead, 13 points by Georgetown, and the Jayhawks are all out of the well of timeouts now as Winston will inbound for the Hoyas. Big season of surprise for Georgetown. They're going to win their 14th straight game, thanks a lot to the play of Reggie Williams, who was fouled. I'll tell you, Reggie Williams, Dick, handled the press so beautifully against 3 defenders. That's how many times he's seen the zone press and traps and how to get out of them. All that stuff that happens in the Big East, I think, has helped these guys become better ball handlers against aggressive defenses. And we're talking about Providence, which really Rick Pitino has designed his team around the kind of style of Georgetown, and a lot of people think that Providence has a better offense really than Georgetown. Well, they certainly have some outstanding three-point shooters in Brooks, Delray Brooks, and Billy the Kid Donovan, and they were popping them tonight here in Louisville. Mark Turgeon's last game. He's a senior. So is Cedric Hunter. The 2 guards leave, having played their final game. And I'll tell you what, these guys knew what it was like to get to the Final Four, as they did last year, reaching the national semifinals. 30 points for Reggie Williams. Georgetown ups its lead to 13. And Mark Turgeon was a long shot to make it in college ball, and he did. 3-point shot by Jeff Geldner, who's come in the ball game. And it's 66-56. And Scooter Barry, Rick Barry's son, sophomore, is into the ball game now, gambling for the steal against Reggie Williams, and it works. Harris to Pritchard. Barry is fouled. So Richard Scooter Barry will go to the line.
Georgetown has been trying to get the ball to Reggie Williams to break that press, knowing that he's one of their better free throw shooters, so that he could, if and when foul, make him pay the price.
And the name of the game now for Kansas, just keep fouling. They're down by 10 points, 25 seconds to go. Barry misses the first free throw. Cedric Hunter is going to come back into the ball game for Larry Brown, so we'll hold the applause for a fine career for Hunter. He's going to come back in. Now it's a 9-point game, 66-57. Georgetown stern looking on the bench. And there's Michael Jackson, who, by the way, has been accepted into the Kennedy Institute for Politics at Harvard. Quite an honor for Michael Jackson, who is a great performer for John Thompson, and that probably means more to John Thompson than any guy moving into pro basketball.
I think John Thompson has been a much maligned basketball coach. People say Hoya paranoia. You know, he really deals with his team much like the Celtics do. We are our team, and it's the rest of the world, and we're fighting you. And I think he learned that from Red Auerbach. And he takes great pride, like you say, in these athletes being students in the school. And I think he treats them as college players, where he thinks perhaps some other college coaches treat them as pro players, where there's a lot of flash and a lot of dash and meeting the press. Thompson doesn't think that's important.
Well, the way it is in a tournament, one and you're out. And Kansas, that tasted Final Four wine last year, is out 68-57. Cedric Hunter fires his way in. Danny Manning, rebound no good. And this is all a credit to Larry Brown, the way this team is scrapping in the final second.
Hey, Scooter Barry is rebounding better than his old man did. He didn't have scrapping on that offensive board.
He's only 6'2". His old man was 6'7", and Barry's going to go to the line.
Let's see if he can shoot foul shots like his father. Father was great free throw shooter, underhand style.
I don't think that's the way Scooter shoots it. 12 seconds to go in the game. They're battling to the very end. Over the top. It'll be Georgetown ball. Pritchard comes in, replacing Barry. 68-57 to score. We're looking at Georgetown and Providence in the Southeast Regional Final on Saturday afternoon. And there's Milton Newton from Coolidge High School in Washington. Manning with only 1 basket and 4 points in the second half. No way Kansas could do it with that kind of production from their big man, and you credit Georgetown for really erasing him from the picture.
And I threw a 1-3-1 zone, half-court zone defense, and they had him fronted, and they also had that bottom man, that one man along the baseline, ready to play him from behind, so it was awfully difficult to find him with passes.
Reggie Williams. There's Barry back in there. Reggie Williams, by the way, was the MVP of the NCAA tournament win by Georgetown a few years ago against Houston as a freshman. And a lot of people don't realize that with all of the hoopla surrounding Patrick Ewing, it was this guy, Reggie Williams, who was the MVP. Hits the free throw. He is now 15 of 17 from the line. The one thing Kansas didn't want to do was put him on the line, and he's done it to the tune now of 33 points and going for number 34 here. Matching his uniform number, 8 seconds to go. 70-57. Geldner. Rebound McDonald. 2 seconds and the foul with 1 second on the clock. Kansas will finish at 25-11 in Larry Brown's 4th year. In a school with a great basketball tradition. National champs back in '52. And for John Thompson, 1 step closer to another Final Four. Here's Perry McDonald on the line, where Georgetown has outscored Kansas from the free throw stripe tonight, 27-8.
They took it to the hoop, and those inside rebounds, the offensive rebounds, putting them back up. You always kind of get fouled on that type of situation, so they were much more aggressive.
That's the way John Thompson likes it. The Georgetown Hoyas have defeated Kansas 70-57 and will advance to the Southeast Regional Final, where they will play, I guess, the Cinderella team at this moment, the Providence Friars, two Big East teams. Reggie Williams scored 34 to lead Georgetown. Danny Manning had 23. So Georgetown wins. Right now, let's go to New York and our colleague Jim Nance. James?
All right, as Dick Stockton points out, a Big East team is assured of being in the Final Four as Georgetown will go against Providence in the Southeast Regional Final. The MVPs tonight, Danny Manning for Kansas, Reggie Williams, 34 points for the Hoyas. Now, coming up after your local news, Florida and Syracuse from the East Regional Semifinals. That game from earlier tonight, you'll see it on tape delay, and the road to the Final Four will continue after this.